The Premier League have hinted at postponed fixtures being moved into game weeks 34 and 35, with an announcement expected in the coming days. But I've already started tinkering with a potential wildcard draft based on current projections by Ben Krellin and James from Planet FPL. It's gone under the radar that Andre Onana is the joint highest scoring goalkeeper this season, along with Bernd Leno. Boosted by Man United's upturn in form, the Cameroonian found his 8th clean sheet of the campaign against Everton in his last outing. Only David Raya has more with 9. As things stand, my strategy is to wildcard this week into Game Week 30, play the free hit in Game Week 34, and then bench boost in Game Week 37. So once we get those doubles confirmed, I'll want to target 2 goalkeepers who both play twice in Game Week 37. And for the time being, I'm anticipating that Man United and Man City will fit the bill, which leads me to go with Ederson as my second keeper. He's expected to return from injury soon after the international break. Spurs are another team I'm anticipating to double in Game Week 37, which may or may not turn out to be the case, but I've got Pedro Porro and Destiny Udogie penciled in for the moment. Ties with Luton, Forest, Burnley and Sheffield United heighten their appeal for the run-in. Malo Gusto has fashioned a leading 5 big chances among defenders since the turn of the year, collecting 2 assists. Burnley at home is an ideal time to load up on Chelsea assets, given that we can expect 2 double game weeks for them. With Wolves losing to Coventry in the FA Cup, the expectation is their double will now fall in Game Week 34, where I plan to play my free hit. But even so, Ryan Aït-Nouri is just too good to ignore, with a goal and 2 assists in his last 6 matches. He's always been an attack-minded left wing-back, but lately he's been finishing games down the middle, with Neto, Hichan and Cunha all missing through injury. Also on the bench, I've gone with Fabian Schar, who fits my strategy of targeting teams with a projected double in Game Week 37. A threat from set pieces, the Newcastle centre-back has amassed 3 goals and 2 assists in his last 7 outings. Alejandro Garnacho could force his way in as a differential, having served up 3 assists in the dramatic FA Cup win over Liverpool. The young Argentine has accrued 2 goals and 3 assists across his last 6 league matches, where his tally of 17 shots in the box trails only Foden and Luis Diaz among midfielders. Son HeungMin will almost certainly keep his place ahead of a visit from Luton, and Cole Palmer is set to return after continuing his impressive home form against Newcastle in Game Week 28. The emerging Chelsea talisman has scored in each of his last 5 starts at Stamford Bridge. Regardless of where Liverpool's double game week falls, Mo Salah will be needed for home meetings with Brighton, Sheffield United and Crystal Palace in the next 4 game weeks. The fit-again Egyptian was back on the scoresheet in the FA Cup defeat to Man United. It's with hesitancy that I place Bukayo Saka on the bench ahead of a trip to the Etihad. He's proven himself a big game player with returns against Liverpool, Chelsea and Spurs already this season. As with Salah, if Arsenal do end up doubling in Game Week 34 rather than 37, it may become an option to downgrade him for bench boost funds down the line, with Phil Foden and Anthony Gordon possible alternatives. Up front is where things get exciting. Of course, template picks Ollie Watkins and Dominic Solanke are options, but I've gone with the in-form man Rodrigo Muniz, who's bagged 7 goals in 7 matches. I don't see him as a long-term pick, with Fulham facing just a single game week against Man City in Game Week 37, but short-term fixtures against Sheffield United, Nottingham Forest and Newcastle are worth targeting, before looking to upgrade him when more funds are available. The likes of Rasmus Højlund or Alexander Isak might become future options nearer to the Game Week 37 bench boost. I haven't included Erling Haaland in this draft, but have left money in the bank to move to him after a 1-week punt on Nicholas Jackson at home to Burnley. He's a frustrating player at times, but has stepped up his consistency with returns in 4 successive matches in all competitions. It's often not a great idea to commit future transfers on the wildcard, but in this instance, with 3 moves to use up before the Game Week 34 free hit, it's more tempting to chase gains in the short term. Completing this wildcard draft is another high-ceiling forward in Darwin Nunes, who faces back-to-back home ties with Brighton and Sheffield United. Similar to Aït-Nouri and Muniz, he's not a player I'll be looking to hold long-term, but he's got considerable short-term appeal. Only Haaland has amassed more than his 28 big chances this season. Let me know your thoughts on these picks in the comments below, and stay tuned for the Game Week 30 team selection video next Tuesday, where hopefully the fixtures will have been announced and I'll be able to provide an updated wildcard draft.